Hello YouTube, I'm David with the David West channel. Well, I want to make a video showing you 10 different fire making techniques. I don't know what 10 I'm going to choose, I just know the first one we're going to try. I want to take and scrape some fatwood up and use this spent bic, see the hole all the way through there, to ignite that fatwood. That will be our first technique. Let's start off by making sure that I have a good square 90-degree edge right here on my Mora. Alright, knowing that I want a nice sharp 90-degree edge here, if I drag it back this way across the coarse side of my stone, and that should kick up a little burr on that side to go with the 90-degree angle. And it's very easy to see when it's sharp, and that's good and sharp. So now we're ready to scrape some fatwood. A lot of smoke coming off of that. This should be a better angle. Let's try it again. This time we'll use this as a tray. Alright, let's try the standing bow drill. We'll use the red oak set. And my newest yucca cordage that I made from some abandoned yucca plants that was behind where I work. I haven't tried this one out yet. So, let's see what happens. I'll need a bird's nest. All right. And this is the handheld bowstring bow. And I'm thinking that knot's going to be fat enough to stay in that slot right there. The string, the bow and the string comes through the hand, and this comes up around here. And we're going to clamp it down. Well, that dust is such that it doesn't look like it's going to coalesce and get very tight. We'll give it a chance. We'll let it sit there. See if it'll come together somehow. Little red oak set did good though, didn't it? Standing bow drill. Let's see if we can get some flames. There we go. Alright. Now I think I want to try next the vertical fire roll. Alright. One cotton ball, I'm going to make 2 fire rolls. I don't know if that's going to focus. Fat side to the left. That's the way they go, like that. Fat side to the left. Well, it ain't smoking anymore. Let's roll it some more. Vertical fire roll. Right. Not sure what I want to do next, but I'll figure something out. Alright, here's the ferro rod that I glued a little nail in the end of it. I glued a spear in the end of it. That's why I call it the Sperro Rod. Let's do one hand ignition with the Sperro Rod. Alright, one hand ignition. Get out the Sperro Rod. Get out the pocket knife. Drill down into the board. Here we go. Get this stuff out of the way here. Let's give it a try. It was almost too easy, wasn't it? The one-handed Sperro Rod ignition. Let's try some ferro rod ignited leaves, and I will be using the Sperro Rod on this one. First thing you gotta do when you're gonna ignite leaves is to not worry that it's gonna take more than one strike off the ferro rod to ignite these. That's the first thing. Second thing is to kind of crunch them up a little bit, and it will become apparent which ones are leathery and which ones are delicate and lightweight. And those delicate ones like this right here is going to be what you want to try to ignite. See if there's any more in there like that. That one's not bad. That one right there, that might even be last year's leaf. Those are the ones that's going to catch and get a flame, and then we'll hold the leaf pile over the top of those ignited ones. But a lot of these that are leathery, don't even waste your time trying to ignite them. There's another good one. Alright, we'll have these on the standby. Once we get these ignited, then we'll go ahead and get a handful of these ignited. That's the way it's supposed to work. Bear with me on this. Once again, these are leaves, and we know how difficult leaves can be. And that's how you ferro rod ignite leaves. If you've ever tried to ferro rod ignite leaves, you know how difficult that can be. But we use the Sperro rod, which I think makes it easier. Oh, you can't see the flames over here. Let me get some more leaves. Alright, let's try this again. Now, that's a little bit better. Alright, let me think about what I want to show you for the next technique. Alright, let's try a flint and steel with some denim char cloth. I'll take out two pieces because I want to see if these plastic grocery bags will ignite or if they're just going to smoke and never really go to flame. So we'll try that, and then we'll use this fabric right here for a tinder bundle. See what I want to cut off of here. I'm going to cut that arm off right there. Arm right there. Alright, now is that going to go to flame, or is that just going to smoke and melt and never go to flame? Let's see. You always want to tear your char cloth in half, exposing all these little fibers here. Lay them on top of one another. And you should be able to one strike that. Put it right on the edge. Take your time about getting it on the edge. And denim char cloth usually one strikes, if you've done everything right. Alright, let's see what our plastic bag is going to do. Thought it was going to smoke more than that. Man, it looks like it's a fireproof bag or something. Alright, it doesn't look like it's going to go. Let's put this in there and see if give it one more chance to ignite. Saw a little flame. Yeah, it's ignited. So if you put enough char cloth in it, you can get some flames out of it. But not the best tinder. Alright. So you can get a paper bag to, a plastic bag to ignite. And this, we've done this before, but let's go ahead and do it again. Let's see if I can one strike it this next time. Because that's really what we all want, isn't it? To one strike char cloth, or to one strike a ferro rod and get ignition. I think this would be the time. No pressure. Now, a lot of times when the flint is not throwing good sparks in this direction, if you'll flip it over, it'll make incredible sparks in this direction. Got to line my edges up though. So it only took 3 strikes when I got it back. When it was applied to the sharp side of the flint, as we already know. And there she goes. We already knew that a cotton fabric makes a good tinder bundle. All right. I'm going to have to think about what we're going to do for the last 4 techniques. Well, that plastic bag burnt a long time, didn't it? All right, let's see how long it takes to recover a wet BIC. And this is my EDC BIC, and I've already got the guard pulled off that protects that rotary striker. So I'm just basically going to be drying that striker off right there. Alright, let's see what happens. Make sure what you can see. I'll sling out as much as I can. Then I'm going to bump out as much as I can. Then, you see how wet that wheel is? I'm just going to dry that. Normally I dry it on my shirt, but I'm not sure I got the camera angle right. So, we'll just keep drying that wheel on the shirt. The more it turns around, the more it picks up moisture, and the more I'm able to dry that moisture with this t-shirt. It does not take much to recover a wet bic. Alright, here's the Corona saw that Lowe's sells. You see so many people on YouTube using them. That blade is hard. It casts sparks really well. I got you over here in the shade so you can see it. Let's ignite some char cloth. I'm going to do it without hitting the table on. Can I do it without hitting the table? Making plenty of sparks, but they're all going down. Let's see if this side is any sharper over here. There we go. That side is sharper. Let's try it again. This is the first time I've ever tried this. I just picked it up in the house just a minute ago and saw that it casted sparks really well, so this is the first time I've ever tried it. Not too bad once you get the hang of it. Alright, I believe we've just got 2 more techniques to show. when I figure out what they're going to be, I'll turn you back on. Alright, welcome to my kitchen. If you ever need an open flame in the house, you don't have matches or light or anything. For example, when I put a range hood in, I like to take and put a smoking piece of paper towel up underneath it and see how the draw is. I've used this before, this technique, to check that out. So we'll let the elements get good and red. And turn the fan on and see if it's drawing, which I don't know what you can see. From my angle, it looks like it's drawing pretty good. So the elements off of that toaster almost immediately ignites paper. You know, for those few times in your life when you need an open flame in the house. Alright, and the last technique that I want to show you is the makeup mirror, which is a concave mirror, and it's going to make a focal point out to about right there. And so when I was setting all this up, oh, let me tell you this makeup mirror, that one side there is just regular, and this side is, I think this side is 7 power. So that mirror is really dished in there. So when I was setting all this up, the sun was out nice and bright, and now there's a bunch of clouds in the way. So I think the clouds will move out of there before long. See, now that's getting hot, but let's just wait for the clouds to move on out from in front, and we'll ignite these pine needles right here. I've only got about half sun right now. Yeah, maybe 15 minutes it'll be clear enough to go ahead and do the experiment. Well, y'all, it ain't gonna happen. I'm just gonna break out the horseweed spindle and the pine fireboard and knock out a hand drill ember, and that will be our 10th technique. this is not going to happen. Boy, it actually looks like it might even rain now. How ugly is that notch? It's going to work though. Pretty thick fireboard, but we ought to be able to make that work. I got this burn-in dust. I'll be happy to reuse it because the board is so thick. I didn't want to try to use that fat end. I went with the skinny end down here. Smoke. It's on the verge. I don't know if it's going to keep burning. It looks like it's going to keep burning. It was just barely enough heat to make it go. Oh, there it is. I appreciate y'all joining me on this one. We'll catch you on the next one.